Welcome back to Ugly Truck. Look, it's another LS swap.
All right, well, we're doing another LS swap. This one is a little bit different. We're going to do it a different way. So we're going to try to show you a few different things that we haven't done on the 85. Don't panic, there's a bunch of videos still coming from the 85. It's just, it takes longer to edit them than it does to actually do the work. It's a ton of work to do that. So, but this one here, this is a 5.3 LM7. It has 120,000 miles somewhere in there on it. I'm gonna put a different wire harness on it, a different intake, so it'll have electronic throttle control. So that's why I've got all the stuff ripped off of it that I normally don't have. We're going to put a low profile oil pan on it, which we don't get to do very often because they're kind of expensive. But we're going to put one on this one, and we are going to shove it into this 1978 Chevy Bonanza C10. Transmission and engine together. So if you're doing something like this, it might give you an idea of what that is like, because it is a bit different. You would think that it'd be pretty easy to do that, but it's really not. So having a low profile oil pan on it will probably help, but we've never done that before. So maybe it won't be such a steep angle, but we're gonna do it. On this thing, our usual adapters that we use for the motor mounts. I already installed those. I'm gonna put the motor mounts on this thing next. And one thing about a 1978 on this motor mount, it had on the back side of it, it has a stamp in it, okay, for strength. Yeah, I had to go in behind it and grind that off so it sits flat. And it also, I had to grind a notch out to go around that mounting boss for the air conditioning bracket. So these are different from year to year, and then even sometimes during the year they'll be different because they probably bought them from different manufacturers, and who knows, you know. So we can put this on a 78 square body. I'm going to use the second hole back. Okay, so it'll be this hole, that'd be the second one back, and then that one for the bottom, and then back here, this one for the one on the left. So second position back. We forgot to mention that on the first one that we did, or we did mention it, but it got edited out somehow.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Think so?
And then I had to hear about it.
Yeah.
So
Ripley, why did you do that?
Ripley didn't do it. But that's okay. I made a mistake last year once too.
Once?
Once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wish. Okay, so let's put this on, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so second hole back. We get these on, we'll do the oil pan, and we already put a new timing chain and a new oil pump on this engine. I wasn't gonna make you sit through that again. If you haven't seen us do that, there's a couple of our videos out that you can watch that on. This engine, I bought this engine from a salvage yard in Iowa. It showed up and it had no bolts broke off in the cylinder heads for the exhaust manifold.
I think that's a first.
I know. You excited to put it in all in one?
Yeah. That's how we did when we put the 4.8 in the 70.
Yep.
That was an adventure.
That was an adventure. It's not a problem when the radiator support's gone.
Yeah.
You know, but getting it in over the radiator support, it's interesting. Okay, so I already did the other motor mount. Goes on the exact same way, same position, one bolt back on that universal mount. And then a person could have just added like a couple washers behind that, but I just like it to sit flat and not have any of that kind of stuff in there. It would have just raised the engine up no more than a quarter of an inch, which you probably wouldn't even notice, but I don't know. I think that's the right way to do it. What do you think?
I like it.
Okay. All right, so those are done. All right, so let's get an oil pan put on this thing. This is the difference, but this is the stock oil pan off of a Chevy pickup. Most of them have this oil pan on them. So,
Yeah.
you know what the difference is between this distance and that distance is? Huh?
About 3 inches.
No, about $400.
Oh.
Okay, that's how I look at it. So just for that, I think it's 2 inches is what it's advertised at, a 2-inch difference. It looks like more than that to me, but yeah, this whole thing with the windage tray or whatever, $380 somewhere in there. We bought it from Jegs. It comes with the pan, windage tray, new pickup tube, new bolts, basically everything you need to do it. They did have a cheaper one that didn't have the windage tray. I think you can just go to the stock one and trim it, you know, because this takes care of the windage tray portion because it sits so much lower.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they just make it straight across because this isn't a problem. This is a problem. You know what I mean? We could just take that to a chop saw and chop it off and then you could weld it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
All right, so the first thing we're going to have to do is put a different windage tray on it. And I went with this kit just because it did have the windage tray already done on it. For the extra cost of doing it, it's just simpler to do that, I thought. It even came with new nuts for the windage tray, so. Okay. We're doing it upside down because they're not easy to roll over with the transmission hooked on them.
No.
I'm gonna grab the torque wrench and set it at 18. When I took this thing out of the box, I looked everything over, and everything looked fine. The only thing I didn't like was where they cut the tube. It had burrs in here from when the pipe was cut. So I went in there and I filed them out, cleaned that up, and then cleaned it out. So it comes with the O-ring that they would want you to use, I'm sure. And it comes with new bolts. We're bolts to the oil pump. These two.
Sweet.
Picks. That's cool. All right. We'll put a little oil on the seal. Okay. You know what the torque spec is for this?
106 inch-pounds, I think. Yep. Ripley,
What do you got? Hey, what is that? What is that?
what are you eating?
It's probably a piece of steel or something.
Yeah. What are you eating? Can you drop it? Can you drop it? Let me have it. Is that a zip tie? Can I have it? Give me it.
Okay, so make a tooth bolt. Okay, so there you go. Pickup tubes installed. It's torqued to the oil pump, torqued to the windage tray.
Oh, it's a metal twist tie.
Oh, nice.
Ripley, stop eating zip ties.
All right, so just because it's brand new doesn't mean it's clean. So cleaned it out. Whenever people complain about stuff like this, they complain about rough casting and things like that. But this one's pretty nice.
It's definitely the prettiest oil pan we've installed.
Yeah. Okay, so came with new bolts. All right. It even came with silicone. Okay.
Ooh.
But I'm just going to use some of mine, and I'll keep that package for another day. So the dab where they want it, on the little marks where they have it.
Boy, someone is very helpful today.
Thank you, Yippee.
Yes.
Good job. You don't want any grease on there. I've had the oil pan off of this thing for a while, so it wouldn't drip when I put the oil pan on it. So here we go. Oh. That's not good.
Okay.
Oh, man. That stinks.
Is it like you can't put it on with the transmission?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Come here. Put it in zip ties. And what about, could you take this out, slip that on it, and then put it back in there, and I could put my hand in there and tighten those little bolts back up?
Yeah.
It'd be easier than separating the transmission. Ripley, stop eating stuff.
Okay. So, just so you know, that thing was not designed to go up there with the transmission still there. The little steel shield, the little oil baffle, would not go around the pickup tube. So we took the little shield off, and then we put it around the pickup tube. So then we reached in there, we torqued it, and that's how we had to do that. So unless you wanted to trim that baffle, you would not be able to put one of these in without the engine out.
Yeah.
Or the transmission out.
Yeah.
So. Looks nice, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Just had one little hiccup, but not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, most people put the engine in separate from the transmission, so
yeah,
we're probably the oddballs here.
Right. Little cover for if you had an oil cooler. This would be there would be a little adapter that had a couple lines off of it, but this is just a cap for it. Comes with a new one. There you go. Pan is installed. Looks pretty cool.
It was nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. High five.
High five. All right, so pan's on. We're ready to try and get this thing into the engine bay. I got to set up the chains in a different spot on it, okay? So that's kind of a critical part of doing it this way. So I'm going to bring it down, and we will work on moving the straps and the chains on it to where I need it to do that. So.
What are you going for?
Huh?
What are you going for?
There's like the balance spot of it. When I pick it up, you can pick it up in the center of it, and it has a spot, like its sweet spot of where it's balanced, and it's like right across the back two cylinders.
It's over the spark plug on this side, is it?
You can just take the spark plug out.
Well. Okay.
What's that?
What's that?
What's that? Alright, I just gotta see if it's kind of balanced or not. Okay.
Come on, you go back up. Come here. Ooh,
See?
pretty sweet.
So right there is its kind of its balance point. Alright? So when we get in there, I can raise it up. Alright?
Cool.
But we gotta do it safely.
Yeah.
Doing it safely is the problem.
Yeah.
Alright? So get what I'm doing?
Making it so the big strap can't slip.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Because the direction that we're gonna lift it it's going to want to pull the strap that way, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Tip the transmission down and in.
Yep. So at this point, right through this area of the engine is like its balance point when you have the transmission on there. The engine and the transmission together, probably 500 to 600 pounds, somewhere in there. This strap is rated for 3,000 some pounds, so I'm not worried about that strap. I got a chain here that I got it double bolted, so just in case one of those bolts did not hold. It's got another one there, okay? And then it's basically at a point where it is balanced, okay? Then I also have a strap going around the back of the engine to hold this in that position. So when we raise it up and then we go to tilt it back this way, it'll stop that strap from moving forward. And that is how I do it. I like doing it with the strap. A chain would work, but chains slip more than a strap, so I like straps. Yeah. But they got to be really, really heavy duty ones like this if you ever do something like that. And if it wasn't for doing the wiring harness on this and having the intake off of it, I wouldn't do it like this. But putting the engine and transmission in like this, it's going to save us an hour or two of work. So plus you can get an idea of what it takes to do this and decide whether or not you want to do something like that on your own.
It's kind of an adventure.
Oh yeah, it's an adventure, all right. And then when you set your stuff up, if you are going to attempt something like this, you got to make sure you have enough room between the front of your engine and the top post of your cherry picker, because it goes up at a pretty good angle when you're doing that. So you got to have some play there. This is something you would never accomplish with a hood still on it.
No, I'd be impressed.
Yeah, it would be impressive. All right, so let's try it. Okay.
All right. Pretty close.
All right, so tell me when I'm like square with the firewall. Right?
That's pretty close. You can go maybe an inch.
Inch more. What do you think? Huh?
Looking good.
All right, so that's how I do that. Okay. You go raise the hoist just a pinch. It's hitting the thing's hitting on the A-arms.
Right?
Yep. How's that look?
A little sketchy. Ooh,
Almost there?
almost there. Oh, you can actually,
What?
go down a little bit there.
Have to force it. That's how steep of an angle it has to go in.
Yeah.
Okay. Daredevil camera person.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And if it didn't have that low profile oil pan on it, you got to get it a lot steeper than that to get past it. Okay. From this point here, I got really good clearance now. It's underneath the transmission tunnel. So I'll start scooting it back a little bit. At that point, the truck kind of starts to, the tunnel starts to help it stay down a little. Okay. What? You like it?
How much easier that was than doing it in the 70.
Oh yeah, 70's much tighter.
It's tighter and had a stock oil pan on it. Back a little bit there.
So we're looking good, right? Okay. Alright. I'm just going to go down until it won't go down anymore. Handle would be a problem.
Oh no.
Alright, so now I can start leveling it out a little bit. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Alright. Looks pretty good.
It's pretty good down here. You want me to lift the back of the transmission up a little bit?
No,
Go up.
should be nice and level. It's on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since it was before. Oh, that stupid thing. I put that on the wrong side. Okay. Alright, so it would have been smart of me to put this on the other side. So at this point, so that'll hold it, right? What do you think?
Hope so.
So we gotta get that strap out of there. And then we'll just use the strap that's on the front of the motor and the transmission. Okay, alright, so now I've got on the transmission's on a rolling jack underneath there. So that's supporting that weight. I got the front of the engines lifted up by the chains that I had on there before. So I just need to push her back
You're in the center of
This?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
right there in the butt crack.
Huh?
Right there in the butt crack.
Trim has to come down a little, probably. I'll go move the transmission just a little bit. Okay. And I might have you push on that. Okay.
Okay.
I'll see if it'll go. Pretty close?
Pretty close.
Okay.
The bracket on the bell housing with that vent tube,
Yeah.
I'm pushing on that.
Okay.
There you go.
Did it make it?
No. Pushing on the stupid vent tube there. But it's like right on the edge. If it, I'm small, okay? Life's hard when you're small.
Yes. Yeah. All right. There it is. Okay. Now let's see what happens. You like that?
I like that.
I like that.
You need to wiggle it.
Huh?
Wiggle it.
Now the truck's sitting on the hook. Whew. Okay. All right, so the engine's in. I gotta get underneath there and I'll take the cross member and jack the transmission up a little bit with the jack that's down there. And I'll put that cross member up underneath it to hold the weight. And then we'll raise it up and take a look, see how everything's fitting. Oh, this one's not sitting down. Huh?
No.
There,
There it goes.
fixed it.
Yeah, you just gotta wiggle it.
But that's pretty much there. It's in its forever home now.
Yeah,
So it's cool.
pretty sweet.
All right, so I need a bolt for the cross member. Okay, so these cross members are great because they fit up under that one side real good. And then weird. Okay. So I'm gonna put a nut on it here, and then it just sits on the other cross member over there. So we hand me a piece of wood. Okay. And there you go.
Yay!
Well, let's see if the drive shaft's right.
Oh no.
Still together?
I think it's okay.
Okay. Cool.
Don't we pull these out?
Nope, that's all right. We may as well just Oh, just grab me a strap and I'll leave it strapped up here. Oh yeah. See that? Show this portion of it. Mm-hmm. All right, so that oil pan gives it perfect clearance from the bottom of this thing. So it's probably 1.5 inches above the lowest point there in the center of the cross member. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I wish we could have done that on the 70, but we had to eat that month.
Yeah, that's true.
So. Like I said, on this LS swap, we're going to cover a few things that we didn't cover on the 85. One of them being how we go about hooking up the transmission shifter selector. Before you sell this transmission or give it to your next door neighbor or your grandmother, whatever you do with it, I don't care what you do. Yeah. Take this bracket off of it, okay? That one. All right, because you're going to need that bracket because 4L60E does not have that bracket. So we need to keep that, otherwise you end up having to find one at a salvage yard, but do not get rid of your transmission until you take that bracket off of it. Okay?
Okie dokie.
All right, so that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, come on in.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it's in there. It's in its spot where it's going to be. If you have one of these square bodies and it has a 700R4 transmission or a 350 transmission that's got a 9.5-inch tail shaft housing on it, the drive shaft fits, and you don't have to mess with the drive shaft. So on this one, he had that 350 transmission, and the drive shaft fits. So that's great. Okay. Putting it in this way, I don't recommend it. If the radiator support wasn't there, it'd be easy as pie, no problem. But even with that low profile oil pan on there, you could see that I would have had to gotten it another probably 5 degrees, another 5-degree angle to get it down in there. I've done them like that, or I've done them to where I had to lift the back of the truck up a little bit just to get an extra inch to get it in there. So it's not the easiest thing to do. The straps or whatever you're using with the chain, you gotta be real careful about how you do that, because if you don't have them supported right, the way the weight's gonna shift on that engine, it could be a big problem. So to me, it's a lot easier to put the transmission and engine in separately. But in this case, since we've done it before and with that low profile oil pan, we were pretty confident it would slip in there pretty well. So sometimes we do things just to see if we can do them. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the fun of doing this kind of stuff. But we knew we could do this, and at least if you're thinking about something like that, you can get an idea of what it takes, because it's not the easiest thing to do. So on this one, when we do this, I'm going to show you how I do the electronic accelerator pedal. And we're also going to wire this one the easy way. I have the fuse panel for this thing, and we're going to use that. I'll show you the easy way, how we go about doing that. And then this truck had fuel injection on it. The only thing I got to do is run a couple new fuel lines to it. The fuel rail that I'm going to use, it's got a pressure regulator in it, so that's going to be real simple. And this thing's already got nice exhaust on it, but I just got to make pipes going to the existing stuff. So this will be one that we can show you some different things that we didn't show you on the 85. And like I said, there's more 85 stuff coming up that's just not edited yet. So you want to add anything, or what did I forget? Huh? Hit the subscribe button.
Hurry.
Please. It really helps us out. We're trying to get to 1 million subscribers by the end of the month.
Getting close.
Yeah? This is a super cool truck.
Yeah.
The guy who owns it, one of our favorite customers. It'll be at car shows. We always run into him at a car show, and him and his family will be there. So you'll see this truck out somewhere.
Yep.
When we're all done with it. And thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Catch you on the next one. You got anything you want to say, Don?
I just have one main concern, and that is this truck going to be faster than the 70?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
It will be because it has a lower gear ratio rear end, so it'll be.
Oh, it does.
It'll be faster off the line, but it won't go down the interstate at 140 like you do. So,
Yeah.
It will do it, but
Yeah.
it'll be screaming at 140. Yours is just idling
Yeah.
at 140.